In this video we're going to create a graphical version of the Blackjack game that we created in Lab 2. So as we've done before, we'll create a new folder on the desktop, and I'm just going to call it Lab 4, and then we will extract these files. Now you'll notice there's a lot more files here than there was before. We've got 3 different folders, and I'll explain what they are in a minute. Okay, so once we've copied them into this folder, we will go and start Visual Studio, which I've already started, and we'll create a new project. So File, New Project, and Visual C++, Empty Project, and I'm going to call it Blackjack SDL2. Okay, because that's the version of SDL that we're using. And we'll say OK. And hopefully it'll start quite quickly. And there we go. So we've got our usual project files created. So what we want to do now is go back to the desktop, select all these files, copy them back into Visual Studio. Up here where it says Blackjack SDL2, if we right click and we say add existing item, and we make sure that these 3 files are present in this dialog box. It's very important, as we've said over the last few weeks. And then if we do a right click and paste, okay, now there's a lot of files going in. You can see there there's almost 14 megabytes, and that's because we're going to go graphical this time, so it takes up more space. So we'll say add, and hopefully everything should appear in the right place as it has over here. Okay, now we've got a lot more things in here than we had before. Now the file that's probably of interest to us just now is Cgame. Okay, this is the file that's of interest to us, and you'll notice that we've got red underlines here, and that's because we need to do a bit more setup than we've done before. So we have to tell Visual Studio where SDL2 is, and to do that we're going to go into Project, and we're going to go down to Blackjack SDL2 Properties, and we should get a dialog box. What we need to do is just double check that all this up here where it says configurations is set to all configurations. If it's not, select it, make sure it goes to all configurations. Okay, then into C++ and General, and we want to go to where it says Add Include Directories. Click in the box, go to the down arrow, click it, say Edit, and at this point we're going to tell Visual Studio where the SDL folders are. Okay, now the SDL folder is going to be in your project folder. Okay, so we can double click here, click on the wee arrows, and you can see here we've got SDL2. So we go SDL2, SDL2 2.04, and we single click on include, and then select the folder. We'll do the same thing again underneath, because what we're going to do is we're just going to include a number of folders. So we'll go for the image one now, include. I actually need to single click that one, sorry, include. Okay, and again, this time mixer, which will give us sound, and the last one that we want is TTF, which is for fonts, true type fonts. We won't be using the one that says net, because that is for networking purposes, and we're not going to do anything like that. We'll select the folder. Okay, and then we'll say OK to that. Okay, now once we've done that, what we need to do is another couple of things that we need to set up before we can move on. Okay, and what we want to do is go to the linker. We need to go to the linker, and we go to general and additional library directories. Okay, and we do the same thing again, but this time what we're going to do is, instead of using the includes, we're going to use the library files. So we should get the same thing. We'll do it in the same order, SDL2, etc. And this time we're going to go to lib. Now when we go in, we double click and go into lib and go to x86. Single click on x86 and select the folder. Okay, and we'll do the same thing again. This time for image. It's not desperately important if you get it out of order from what I'm doing. It should all be fine. And we'll select that. Again, SDL2, mixer, lib, x86, select, SDL2, TTF, lib, x86, select, and then we'll say OK to that. Okay, so once we've done that, what we want to do now is we want to go to the additional dependencies. So for that, we click on input, which is just below general, and we go to additional dependencies. And we click the down arrow and we say edit, and in here we have to type in what the additional dependencies are. So in this case, the additional dependencies are actually SDL2.lib, SDL2 main.lib, SDL2 image.lib, SDL2 underscore mixer.lib, and SDL2 underscore TTF true type font.lib, and then say OK to that. Okay, now once that's in place, we've got a couple of other things that we need to do. Okay, so we'll just get them sorted. Okay, now what we're going to do here is we're going to go to where it says System under Linker and up into Subsystem, and while all configurations is there, we're going to go in here and we're going to select Console. Okay, now what we want to do next is go to all configurations, and we want to change that from all configurations to release. So we want to go to there and say release. Do you want to save the changes? Yes. Save them. And then at release, we want to change that from console to Windows. We want to click apply. Okay, and then go back up to where it says configurations and change that back to all configurations. Notice that in the subsystem now you've got different options. It says that's because we've set two different options. The release version is when we compile and build and link, and we get a .exe version that's the finished game, finished article, and so we want to put that in there. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to go to build events and post build events, and we've got some lines to copy into here, and I'll tell you what they're going to do in a second. So essentially what these lines of code are going to do is it's going to allow us to copy certain things from the project directory to the debug directory. So I prepared these earlier, and you can see what the lines are there. So essentially it's going to copy all the cards from the cards directory into the debug directory, and that means that when it creates the .exe file, you'll be able to see it and you'll be able to run it, and it should run fine, and we'll say OK to that. Okay, and we'll just click apply and we'll say OK, and that should be us done. And now where you saw the wee underlines here, SDL is quite happily working. No more red underlines, it's turned blue, and that's it, happy to go. So we'll just, in order to test that, we'll do build, build. Hopefully it won't take too long to build. Okay, and the list that you see there is simply because it's built okay, it's copied all the files across. We'll click there, and what we should get is the game. Now the game isn't in this particular version, this is your version that you're going to fix. It hasn't been implemented fully. So you can see there that we've still got this issue here with the card is facing up, it should be face down, so you'll need to deal with that. And also there's parts missing, so we can take another card, but it hasn't worked out that we're actually bust. Okay, so we'll close that, stop that button up there, and that will stop that working. Now there's one other thing that we need to do. We need to go into Tools, okay, down to Options, okay, Debugging, General, and right at the very bottom of that window there's a bit there that says automatically close the console when debugging stops. Make sure that's ticked. Okay, it should probably be ticked, but just double check because the lab machines might be slightly different. And then just click OK, and that's us up and running, hopefully. Okay, we'll see you next time for the next video.